Yo, what is up, guys? I'm here with one of our students, Asen, and honestly, this is gonna be a sick interview just due to how recent some of the changes are in your life and your business. And I'm excited just for people to hear, honestly, what you've been able to achieve and how it feels and what all you've tried in the past before this method. So, yeah, bro, welcome on.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, bro. I'm glad to be here. Absolutely, man.
100%, dude. So, yeah, tell me a little bit more about you, bro, and what all you were doing really before you joined the program, how business was, life was, the offer you were selling, things like that.
Okay, 100%, man. So, I do e-commerce. I've been doing e-commerce for about 4.5 years. On top of that, of course, I felt like I reached a certain skill level to where I could educate others. So we built an education company, right? You have a program, private community, and a service that we offer where we actually build these businesses for people, and of course, coach them continuously. Prior to joining you, I had a really big bottleneck, and that bottleneck was getting in front of people who actually seen the value in what we offer. You know what I'm saying? And it was the biggest bottleneck because again, I knew the potential was there. I knew we had a banger. I knew what we did was again really real, and had impact on others. But again,
Hmm.
previously I just couldn't get in front of the right people, right? So, messaged you. I saw what you had going on. Saw some of your ads. You know what I'm saying? Saw your client wins, your testimonials. The fact that a lot of other coaches who were basically kind of in my same exact position were able to fix their problems with what you offered in your knowledge and your education. So I actually never ever in my entire life invested into a coach or any program or mentorship before this. So you were the first one, and
Dang, that's
it
crazy.
turned out, yeah, it's crazy, man. So you were the first one, and it turned out pretty insane. You know what I'm saying? You were able to really break down, first of all, how we were going to fix the problem, and then when I actually got in, I of course saw the framework, implemented it as soon as possible. I think I got in early February, so literally about a month ago. I implemented it within 7 days. Probably I was able to implement it really quickly because I already had that offer, that
Mm.
foundation, right? I implemented it in 7 days, and then from 7 days up until now, again, we're at like 1.4, 1. Well, the day I sent that win, it was
Mhm.
1.38K in spend on that
Mhm.
follower and that retargeting ad. So the system that you have
Yeah.
for to actually gain these leads and fix the problem that I had, right? Spent
Mhm.
1.38K, and then we generated 32.8, right? So that return is just insane. We're talking like 20 something X return. And of course, the previous month was like a 5K month. So we jumped from 5K to 30 something K. And I mean, yeah, it's just insane, dude. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, bro, that's nuts. And
Yeah.
I had no clue until you put that when like how
Yeah.
fast you're moving. But what I've realized is whenever you make it as simple as possible, it gives you less variables to mess up. And
Yeah.
you're right. You have a great offer. We talked about that in our first call. You literally just needed more people to have calls with, and
Yes.
it's cool. We've been able to do that. So yeah, bro. How does it feel? Like having leads come to you versus you wondering where the leads are going to come from. The way you were doing things before. How does it feel?
Dude, it's crazy, right? Because like I've known this exact flow of how my coaching business is now going. I know it was possible this entire time. The whole last year, everything before this, I'm like, dude, I know that the way it's going currently is not the right way. I know there's an actual way where I'll be experiencing this flow of just a massive amount of leads coming in, a massive amount of people who are interested, getting on calls with people I've never spoken to before ever in my life. We have setters, right? Getting on calls with people I've never spoken to before, and they're like, "Yo, man, I've seen everything I need to see. I've seen your testimonials. I've watched your YouTube videos. Like, I'm ready to go." I'm just like, "Well, this is what I was looking for." You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I knew was possible, and now, like that, I'm doing it. I'm just like, wow, like the simplicity of the implementation of the system and how simple it actually is to get to that point as a coach is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just such a different ball game as opposed to posting organic content, scouting people, massive amount of follow-ups, me doing the things myself. Like, now it's literally I wake up, I get reports from my setters, I get on book calls, and 90 to 95% of these people are already pre-sold, and
Yeah.
it's literally exactly because of the system that you've implemented, the VSL system, the YouTube,
VSL. Yeah.
the ads, the retargeting. it genuinely gets people to know you, like you, and trust you. And I didn't have these pillars initially prior to this. Like I didn't have these pillars at all. People knew me, but that's really it. You know what I'm saying? So it's surreal, especially now knowing that we've your system has made coaching for me like KPIs now. Like now I can scale based off of straight data instead of just
Yeah.
guessing or hoping.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
100%.
It's
Dude, I
awesome.
think as business owners, like there's two sides of us. There's like the human side, right? Which is, emotional, like having to deal with like mindset issues. Like, should I really get a coach? Should I really invest money on ads? Like, what if it doesn't
Yeah.
work, right? All those, like the human side. And then there's like the business side where it's like, if you spend this much on ads, you'll get your return on ad spend. And then you can do math to figure out how to scale until you need to hire a setter, hire a closer, hire a client success manager, redo your course. Like, it's
Yep.
not that many different variables, honestly, in a coaching business. So, a lot of it is people get hung up on the human side of taking that leap to get their first mentor. So you said I was
Yeah.
your first coach. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
what was it like,
Yeah.
you know, pulling the trigger? How did you feel after? Was it scary? Is it what led you to that point? Was it like frustration of where you've been at, or
Yeah, it was frustration of my position. And another thing too, like, okay, I'm an e-commerce coach. I tell people you need to be investing in yourself all the time, but I
Mhm.
haven't really done that. So it was the frustration of understanding where I could be at right now, the potential, and then also like noticing like, hey man, I'm telling people to invest in me and my company. Why don't I
Mhm.
invest in my company? You know what I'm saying? Why don't I take it to the next level and follow my own advice? It was those two things, honestly. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. I actually felt that way too recently because I had a couple months without a coach.
yeah,
Maybe it was 3 or 4. For sure 3. And I got on with a coach. I was like, dude, I want one-to-one coaching, only, whatever. Tell me how much it is. And then I paid in full. And then on our first coaching call, I said, I want another session. He's like, okay, we can get it scheduled. And I was like, before you get off, let me pay again in full for the call, which was not a cheap call, just to kind of set the really tone of like how I act is I'm going to pay in full right when I get the invoice. And yeah, you tend to attract clients that do that, right? And then
yeah,
yeah, bro, I think with where you're at, I did want to talk about this though. It'll kind of be interview style slash a bit of a coaching here. But so you spent, 1,000 something bucks, made 30. So I'm not gonna say that's gonna stop. But what I will say is that's not normal just for
yeah,
everyone watching. Like those are great results, right? A lot of times it's like 5x, 6x, of course, but almost a 30x ROI. That means a couple things. You have a really good offer, you're really good at setting, you're really good at sales, and you've implemented everything perfectly. You did your VSL, you did your ad, you moved quick. So great job there. It is normal whenever you have like all of those things already checked as far as skill set goes, but a lot of people don't have that because
yeah,
they're coming in, they're running ads, and then they're trying to learn how to set or learn how to sell.
yeah.
So what I would say for you, what is your next kind of goal? Like, so we did 30 month one. Like, what are you wanting to get to next month?
So, I mean, the way the data looks, right? I mean, I guess I'm in a really fortunate, blessed, grateful position. I feel like I could scale to 50K next month. I don't really see how
Mm-hmm.
I would have a problem doing that. And then I
Mm-hmm.
think, like, honestly, I'm trying to hit 100K a month as soon as possible. Hopefully, May, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's
Yeah.
really possible. I do know, like, me getting the 20 something, 23x ROAS, I know that's not normal. I didn't expect that. I expected, results, but I obviously didn't expect them to be like this. And I do definitely
Yeah.
feel like it's because I'm not a new coach. Like I've been actually
Yeah.
doing this for a minute. I've been in my skill
Mhm.
set for a minute, and I've been
Yep.
coaching for a minute. So I've always known that it was there, the potential. Again, I'm really solidified in what I do. I have massive conviction. I post content consistently. I would say
That's
it's
it.
really really good content. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I have a really good story that I think a lot of people can relate to. I was an Army soldier.
Yeah.
I'm an Army veteran. I have a wife. I have a son. I've been through trials and tribulations in my life. I do think it was like a good recipe for not disaster, but a recipe for
Dude,
whatever that is
talk
called.
about that, bro.
Yeah.
What kind of got you into the online space, and what does the 100K mean to you? Because I talk to people all the time, or people watch videos like, "Oh, I want to make 100K a month." But I think for you, it's probably a deeper reason. Like, I didn't know you had a son. I have a son too, and it just does something to you. It motivates you as far as like legacy goes. I don't know how you
Yeah.
grew up. I don't know your experience like with money before this, but I have a feeling you want to like leave your son an inheritance and like be a blessing and show him what's possible. But yeah, speak into that.
Yeah, man, 100 million%. Like I'm from the poorest city in Massachusetts called Lawrence, Massachusetts. I grew up there most of my life. Went to high school there. Out of that city, of course, I kind of realized. I mean, to put in short, school isn't for me. I didn't really do well in school, not because I couldn't do well, but because I didn't like it. I couldn't really focus on things I don't like. So joined the military. A couple years in the military, I made sergeant. 3 years in the military, actually, I became a sergeant at the age of 21. So that's cool. And then I realized if I can excel in the military, I can probably excel in the outside world. And not only that, I've been blessed to be on technology since I was 8 years old. My mom bought me my first computer when I was 8. So I've been on tech since, again, 8 years old. And I realized I'm like, dude, I know technology so well. I love the online world. Why don't I just try and make a living out of it? Right? Came across drop shipping, came across e-commerce, the traditional way that everybody does it, selling cheap products from AliExpress. That's completely the opposite of what we do. We do basically what Best Buy and Wayfair does. They sell a bunch of other big brand name companies. They're called an authorized retailer. That's what we do online. So we are online dealers for major sauna brands, wine coolers, electric bike brands, pergolas, poker tables, pool tables, you name it. No one really knows that all these huge brands have created a e-commerce retailer program. And I figured this out as a soldier in the military. So, I mean, fast forward, man, went all in on ecom. 2 years deep of really no results to show for it. Was going blind. Got into high ticket. Went into high ticket sort of blind. Figured it out though. Okay, figured it out. Did my first $1 million. Boom. Realized life could actually be the way I wanted it to be. Not freaking working my entire life. Not having to listen to people who didn't enjoy their own lives. And again, it just opened a whole new world for me. Like for especially where I'm from, where poverty is normal. That's what
Yeah.
everyone is at. That's their line. Everyone's impoverished. So
Mm.
again, that it just changed my life. And then of course hitting at a point where I feel like I could educate people, then the education. I mean it's all like, I mean you really think of how my life went, and it's 100%. I have to say this. I came into God last year. This
Really?
is last year. Just last year. So just looking back at everything, there was I was being moved. Like he had such a hand in every single part of my life. It was crazy. Like just
Yeah,
noticing
bro.
it. It's
Nuts.
immense, man. It's nuts. And even me coming to you and finding you is just another crazy, like, wow, it happened like this. And then how
Hmm.
fast the results came, and then it's just so many things that just land in place that is unexplainable, and the only way you can explain it is what is with God, like genuinely. So with, I
Yeah.
mean, having a son too made everything so much deeper. A wife, like that 100K month, that for me means like, honestly, it's the beginning. I already know it's possible. I already know what's gonna happen. There's no doubt in my mind. But what it
Yeah.
means is that it's really like I can really do what I want to do in this life. And the only thing that
Mm.
will stop me from getting there is myself, is the conviction in myself and the
Yeah.
self belief. And that was always what was in my way. It was myself.
Yeah.
So it's really deep
Yeah,
for me.
bro. No, that's so good. I think people hearing that, it'll bless a lot of people, because a lot of people have different roadblocks, and usually it all comes down to the person we see in the mirror and doubting who God really says we are. Now, I'm not saying God's called everyone to make 100K a month in their coaching business. That's not what I'm saying. But I do believe that everyone's called to be a provider, to
Yeah.
live life to the fullest. The Bible talks about helping the poor. How could you help the poor if you're one of them? Right? So I do believe building wealth for the right reason is something totally possible. And I'm talking to people who already have coaching businesses. So I'm saying if you're going to have a coaching business, you might as well have one that makes money and impact. So, um,
Exactly.
yeah, I think that for you too. One thing I would say on the practical side is, so we spent like the 1K, got the 30 back. To get that lift, the best time to scale is when you have momentum. So I would like really keep your focus on two things. And I just want to say this while we're here so you can kind of work on it throughout the day, or I wouldn't say it while we're recording. But best thing to do now is dial in client success. Like make sure and I know your students, you already showed me your program. They're getting done for you stuff. They're getting insane results already. But dial that portion in. And then two, the best time to spend more money on ads is when you have momentum. So I would, if I were you, I'd probably crank up your ad spend for the month of March closer to like 4K, 4 to 5K, and really, kind of ride that wave. And the way I explain it is like a plane, right? So a plane taking off the runway, it has to gain enough speed, and ads kind of speak to speed. So now you're kind of taking off, and to ensure you don't go back down, throw some more thrust, in the engines, which is more ads. And dude, you guys are going to be cruising, and I'm really excited just to see where you go. So, dude, one last thing for anyone watching this who's been on the fence, thinking about joining my program or getting their first coach, or maybe they've just been stuck, kind of plateaued. What would you say to someone on the fence about joining our program?
I mean, guys, this was the first ever time I've joined a program, right? And it was an amazing experience. I know most people don't have amazing experiences their first time investing into a coach. One thing I can tell you is that, I mean, the community, the knowledge, the foundation here at Scale, it's I would say it's probably unmatched. There's not like a single person, a single coach who joins this and doesn't get to the next level, doesn't have a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? Like everything you need to scale as a coach, to excel as a coach, not only in the money aspect, but mindset wise, purpose wise, it's here. Like it's deeper than just money. And when you make it deeper than just money and you make it purposeful, the money
Yeah,
becomes a byproduct. And this is what I feel Scale
100%.
provides as well. So again, if you're on the fence, guys, like you need to get off the fence. I'm the best thing I ever did, and it just happened a month ago, was get off the fence, literally. Like I've always known the
Yeah.
potential was there. I've known it was possible, but the only thing that was stopping me was literally myself. So just don't let yourself stop you from fulfilling that purpose and fulfilling that potential that you actually have, because this program right here can and will actually unlock that.
I love that, bro. And
Yeah,
just to kind of hit on one other thing, dude, in any coaching program, there's never a guarantee of any kind. Like you can't ever guarantee someone's going to make money. There's just so many variables. Like we could
correct.
set up great ads to a
Right.
bad offer, them suck at setting, suck at sales, you make no money. Like there's a lot of scenarios where this doesn't work. However,
Yeah.
we usually only talk to coaches that have already got clients and want more clients, right? So the success rate does go up if,
Yep.
like you said, I love what you said, if what you're doing is rooted in purpose, you have a great work ethic, and you're willing to make changes and be coachable. And if that's the type of person you are, like that's who we love working with. So, um, dude, I'm gonna do two things. So I want to pray really quick, actually, just over you and your business, and then anyone watching, and then yeah, I'm gonna do one more thing. So Lord, I thank you for my brother Asen, God. I thank you for his wife. I thank you for his son. I thank you for his businesses. God, I just thank you that in this season, you're giving him a greater sense of what his purpose is. Lord, I thank you for, that desire for the 100K month. But God, ultimately, I thank you for a desire to make impact. Lord, let him make so much impact that he doesn't even necessarily know how much money he made in a month because he's so focused on what you've called him to do. God, I thank you for the life that his son's going to be able to live and how he's going to be able to view his dad and say, I have a great dad. My dad provided for me. He was there for me. And Lord, I thank you that business will never be a distraction to being a good husband and a good father. And Lord, I thank you for anyone watching this video who's like, man, I truly feel called to just make a change in my life. I thank you, Lord, that you're going to connect them with the right people, give them the right things to listen to, books to read, people to meet, and just honestly, like Asen was talking about, divine connection. And Lord, I just speak that over him even now. Divine connection after divine connection, dude, for the rest of your life, as if you stay on God's path. In Jesus' name, amen. And yeah, guys,
Amen.
hope this video, was a blessing. Obviously, we do have an online coaching program. However, if you want to learn more about that, you can click the link down below. We really don't want to work with just everyone anymore. We're being picky. We want to work with people who already have momentum, are less money focused, more purpose focused, and really just feel like what they need is a community of like-minded people and a couple strategies to help. But dude, great call. Is there any last
Yes,
things you
sir.
would say? And then where could people find you if they want to learn more about ecom?
Last things I would say, guys, is everything that you probably think can happen in your life can happen. It's just all going to start with you internally. All right, your outer reality is a reflection of you internally. Okay, don't ever let nobody take that away from you. You are the sole dictator of where your life goes. It all starts up here, so just understand that. And as soon as you really feel and understand that, you will start to gain more control in your life. And then, of course, bringing God into it will
Amen.
also help you out a ton. But yeah, guys, that's all I got, man. It was a
Sweet.
great call.
Yeah,
I
I'll
appreciate it.
tag Asen's Instagrams, YouTube down below as well. And yeah, guys, if you are
Yeah,
looking for a coaching program, you can click the link down below to book a call with us if you feel like we can help.
yes,
Peace.
sir. Peace.